Luke 9:30 through 31 says, 2 men, Moses and Elijah, appeared in glorious splendor talking with Jesus. And here's our answer. They spoke about his departure, which he was about to bring to fulfillment at Jerusalem. Let me read that again. They spoke about his departure, which he was about to bring to fulfillment in Jerusalem. Okay, are you getting this? Peter had just been rebuked for trying to avoid the crucifixion, right? Jesus told Peter just days earlier that he had in mind the things of men and not the things of God. Now let's read Peter's words again from Mark 9, verse 5. Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." It is good for us to be here. In other words, Jesus, it is good for you to be here. You're talking about going down to Jerusalem and this incident where you will die, but it is good for us to be here. I'll build 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. And we'll just all stay here together. Peter still had in mind the things of men rather than the things of God. Now this gets interesting. The word Peter used that's translated shelters in this verse is significant. In the Greek, the word is skenos, and it means tabernacle or booth. Now, if you are familiar with the Old Testament, or if you did Eyewitness to Glory, the study based on the life of Moses, if you've done that study, you know that as the Israelites traveled through the wilderness, God's presence dwelled in a large tent-like structure called the tabernacle. And the Israelites also built for themselves small tent-like structures, small tabernacles, as they traveled with God on their pilgrimage from Egypt to the Promised Land. So Peter is thinking back on these structures, and he says, let's build tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. And we can just all tabernacle here together. Peter was still trying to avoid the suffering of the cross. But we know that the suffering Jesus endured and the pain and the confusion that the disciples experienced when Jesus was crucified, we know that that was necessary for God's redemptive work to be complete. Jesus had to die to cover our sins so that we could be saved. He had to suffer for God's work to be complete. That's why when he was on the cross, he says, "It is finished." His mission was complete.